Hopefully it's going to go around this pedestrian. Yes, it did a nice job. Alright, it's clear left. Alright. Green light with a right turn. Oncoming traffic. It's waiting, but not sure what it's waiting for. You have the right of way. Go, little boy. Go. A little unsure of itself there, but it went for it eventually. Didn't have to intervene, but if there was somebody behind me, it would have been pretty bad. Waiting for a green light. That wasn't going to work. There wasn't room for it to go around this truck. And it felt like it was going for it. This is one of those Starbucks intersections that's very dangerous, where the line backs out onto a 45-mile-an-hour 2-lane highway. Bit of traffic here with a kind of a construction merge. It's saying it wants to change lanes, but it would be pretty... No, it could have done that. I accidentally disengaged it. That was my fault. Interesting, it reverted back to the old screen. Again, not sure why. Turned it off. I think it did pretty good. Now we just have a Interstate Merge before it goes into navigate on autopilot and highway mode. And this merge is always a little tricky because this time of morning the sun is in your face. It'll be interesting to see if the cameras are affected by it at all. On for the lane change. There actually is plenty of room for the lane change if it goes over quickly. And it chickened out, and then it went for a second time. It wants to get over one more lane, but it can't get over right now. Ahead and change lanes forward. I don't think it was going to cross the solid white line. Some varsity lane changes there it couldn't make on its own. GoPro stop. Alright, we've got kind of an airport road exit here with kind of a very tight clover leaf. Slow down. Alright, a little bit fast, but it did it. And transition to FSDBeta as soon as you got off the highway. Slowed down all the way to 25, which is the speed it probably should have been a little bit sooner, but it did it alright. Alright, there's kind of a lot of merges and lights and intersections up here, which is why I turned this on. Got a left lane change merge here. Alright. I didn't use the blinker on that merge. Straightforward from here. Just green arrows. It's doing a pretty good job mapping all the lines too. Alright, we're approaching the entrance to the airport here, and there's always a lot of signage and lane changes that are usually pretty interesting. Speed limits that are very, very slow.
This is where it says the destination is.
Yeah, it might not go all the way on our destination. Go ahead and hit cancel on the navigate. There we go. So now it's just doing city streets navigation. Airport area. We've got a destination set. It should not go 45 here. I don't know what it's doing. Okay. Slowed it down manually. Yeah, I don't know why the map data says 45 up here in the departures area, arrivals area of an airport. That's just map data though. It readjusted the speed as soon as we passed that speed limit sign. I'll give it 5 over here. Alright. Pretty nice job. That's the speed setting. As you can see, the sun is right in our face. It doesn't seem to have any sort of issues. It's not giving any sort of warnings about the camera and brightness. Coming up here for the on-ramp to the highway, there's some rather complicated lights and lane changes to proceed through, mostly with like double dash white lines to cross to get over into the on-ramp. Okay, thought it wanted to get into that lane. It quickly corrected, but as soon as we go through this light, it needs to get over into the right lane now, and it's not doing it. Yeah. Okay, it is clear over to the right, so I'm going to go ahead and disengage and get over. Sometimes the bike lane designations, you know, when the lane markings give it a small area of double dash white line to cross, there's just not a good opportunity for the car to understand when it can get over, and then if it gets held by a solid white line, it seems to not want to make the transition. Alright, I've just re-engaged for the merge onto the highway. Ramp off of Interstate I-10. There's been quite a bit of construction up here, and it's always interesting to see how the car handles construction and lane changes that aren't always perfectly mapped. Pretty straightforward with the lead car. It's got a lane change signal on. It doesn't need to make that lane change, but obviously it'll be a little bit more difficult to do here in this traffic. Does really well with green light proceed. I feel that that function is ready for incorporation to production right now. I think the software could eliminate the need to confirm with the stock on the production version very easily. So you should see here how sometimes the screen will shift over. Sometimes it does that when it wants to make room for a lane change. There's no reason for a lane change at the moment, so I'm not exactly sure why it shifted the screen there. I have not figured out what the amber dots on the back are. We're all pretty certain that the blue dots, or the solid filled in dots, represents the rear of the vehicle. But occasionally you'll see amber on the dots, and I have not figured that out yet, unless it is perceiving a motion with the objects. I'll have to continue to look at that. If anyone on YouTube thinks they understand what the amber dot means, that would be interesting to understand. Interesting, on the opposing traffic just a second ago, I saw a bunch of amber dots also on the other side of the highway. Here's another one. Test today with high or low sun angles right in my eyes. The cameras haven't flinched once with any sort of warning about the sun or being able to navigate. It's working like a champ. All right, got the left turn signal on for a lane change according to the route. And it slowed a little bit to get into the hole. Let's see if it'll jump over. And it did a good job there. Re-accelerated after being in the lane. Let's see when it turns this turn signal on for this lane change. For me right now, as the car is slowing down, it should have the turn signal on. It doesn't have the turn signal on yet. It's getting over into the turn lane long after, and now it turns the turn signal on. I hope they fix that in this next version. All right, it's got an unprotected left here, and it did a good job waiting on that one car. Nice job.